Vibraphonist and composer Stefon Harris has been heralded as one of the most important artists in jazz and is unquestionably developing what's proving to be a long and extraordinary career. You're widely recognized and lauded by peers and jazz critics alike as an award-winning musician, and you're also exploring the potential of jazz education, and that's very important to many of our listeners as well. And, well, we're going to talk a little bit about all of this. I want to say thank you so very much. This has been something of an ordeal coming to our corn-washed shores, as it were. But thank you so much for taking time to be with us.
It's a pleasure to be here, for sure.
Oh, cool. Now, you're New York born.
Yes, I'm from upstate New York originally.
Manhattan School of Music?
Yes. Did my undergrad and graduate work there.
And I understand that you were actually pursuing a classical career at first, and then what changed?
Charlie Parker. I heard a Charlie Parker album my first year at college, and it completely messed me up. I was in Rochester at Eastman School of Music studying classical music, and I heard Charlie Parker, and I just knew that there was something so magical in the music of jazz that I had to learn more. So I actually left Rochester after a year to move to New York to start studying jazz.
Wow. Who'd you study with there?
I took lessons with Joe Locke, the vibraphonist.
Yeah.
So he was a great teacher for me and gave me lots of freedom to explore, and he's a great human being. Still one of my best friends to this day.
Now, you wound up on the West Coast, part of the SF Jazz Collective, for some 6-7 years.
Yeah.
And putting in some amazing compositions out, tribute albums to folks like Chick Corea and Stevie Wonder. Now, your mentor there, as I understand it, was Bobby Hutcherson.
Oh, yes. Bobby is definitely a major influence on me, not only as a musician, but just as a man. He was just a beautiful human being. And I always remember him being so generous with his time with me and always talking to me about life, not the notes, right? Every time he'd say goodbye to me, he always looked me in the eye and say family first, right? So he was big on values and making sure that you understand that the way you live is the way you're going to play.
Oh, nice. So, and you formed, well, how did Blackout come together?
Blackout came together because nature wanted it to happen. You know, you're in the city around the same time, you're young, and you just have a certain vision. And it's not about the idea that's in your head alone. You meet someone, and there's a special connection. And when I met my drummer, it was like immediately, within seconds, we knew that we were going to play together for the rest of our lives. And then we talked, and we were like, oh, this brother Casey Benjamin, he brings something completely unique and different. And then that all just evolved into the sound of Blackout. So it's really a confluence of unique personalities that have come together over many years to create something that none of us could have done on our own.
Well, tell us about the other members of Blackout.
So the original members, Terrion Gully, this band's been together 20 years. Obed Calvera is playing with us today, who is another brilliant musician, just talent to spare, and also a really, really good friend of mine. Mark Carey was also one of the original keyboardists, just brilliant human being. Casey Benjamin. Today we have Jalil Shaw. That's the thing. It's like Blackout was more of a movement for us. It was really like we're going to get together, and we don't care about what the definition of jazz is. If you got R&B in your blood, bring it. If you got gospel music, if you got jazz, classical music, we didn't want to follow any definitions other than it was important for us to be authentic. So in that sense, you can actually have other people move into the space with us. As long as they're coming with their heart and their own perspective, it works beautifully.
Now, there was actually I want to say a hiatus for Blackout. What was going on in the meantime between the two?
Yeah, so my philosophy with Blackout has always been that it has to be a band of leaders. Okay. And in order to be a band of leaders, you come together, you hopefully document something special at a given moment, and then you got to go explore. We all have to go out and do other things. Like I did the Grand Unification Theory, I did African Tarantella. There are all these other albums that I did in between each of the Blackout albums, and everybody in the band also went out. So when we come back together, it feels new, it feels fresh, and that's part of the reason we've been able to stay together over 20 years.
Oh, cool. Now, is this tour part of a new album release, or is this just an experiment in in motion, as it were?
Well, we have an album that's in the can that'll probably be out early next year. So we're doing some dates just to celebrate. Basically, our job is to proliferate empathy in this world. And I feel like we need it more than ever. So if we can be a part of causing people to gather in community, to celebrate, just to be together and understand our shared humanity, that's worth the effort of being on the road celebrating this music with people.
Oh, man, that's beautiful. We are so looking forward to it. Now, where are you off to after Iowa City Jazz Festival? What comes next?
So it's interesting. I'm a man who has about 10 jobs. So I have an app company that creates software to help musicians learn to play by ear. So I got a major release happening in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to that. I'm also the director of an art center in the city of Newark, New Jersey. So I have many jobs. I'm a professor at Rutgers University. So I feel like all of it is centered around the idea of proliferating empathy in the world, though. Teaching people how to listen to one another, teaching people to slow down, quiet the ego, and just be together. You can do that as an educator. You can do that by creating tools that help people listen to one another, and you can also do it from the stage.
And so you and Blackout, this is sort of your mission in the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, music is powerful. We have tremendous respect for the science of music. We're all extremely curious beginners. Hopefully forever we'll have that beginner's mind. But we all understand that it's bigger than the music. The music has to serve society in a certain way. And what motivates us, I think, is the idea of being of service.
That's sweet, man. Tell you what, Stefon Harris and Blackout, they're going to take the stage. It's a little delayed this evening, but the skies have dried up. 8:45, come on out. This is going to be a great concert. Stefon Harris, thank you so much, brother.
My pleasure. Looking forward to it.